I'm Ron, KK1L. I'm going to welcome you to my shack. Oh, we're online. Online. We're online. So here, I don't know how well you can see the video. Can you see the monitor as well on the?
I can if I move in.
Well, that's good because I know last time we talked about this, it's pretty difficult. The screens couldn't be seen.
Yeah.
First off, this is a remote radio session. So we are, well, let's pan over to the right. You can see my home down a little bit, right? So there we are. This is my home station. I'm watching this on a camera webcam sitting on my desk. You can see the computer I'm using at home. The two radios, K3 on the left, K3 on the right. Rotator is here. And then you got some LEDs, which are connected to some of the other equipment there. Now, what I'm doing here, if you back up just a scope so you see both monitors, what we're doing here is we're remoting into this station. So I have logged into the remote desktop, which y'all probably are pretty familiar with. I'm using Rust Desk, but you can use a bunch of different other ones. Because this is the screen you can see on the camera. That's what I'm showing here. So this is my home computer set up here. It looks like we are. I want to get my audio. Let's go to a station. Let's find a mic 0. So here we go. So now we're got set up at home. I have a packet cluster set up, so I'm watching stations that are on the air. The two radios I described earlier. This window is a logging window on N1MM that's connected to the right-hand radio. This one's connected to the left-hand radio. So there are two radios we can choose from. This display here is a spectrum display. It's showing the frequencies from on 10 meters from 28,412 up to 28,512. So I got a 100 kilohertz window here. And each of these stripes you can see is a conversation. So conversation here, here, here. And we're currently listening to this conversation, which is from mic 0, Tango Romeo Papa. So that's
this N1MM you're using?
This is N1MM we're using here, and for some reason this is frozen. Okay, open this up for a second. Let's do a simple reset. So you can hear this guy. You can hear the mic 0 station. So, yeah, looks like my that has disappeared. Anyway, so from here I'm remotely controlling the home station. Let's see if we can work on 15 meters. Seems to be a little bit more squared away. So we have Italy. Let's see if we can say hello to this guy. So the other things I should comment on that with the remote station, in order to make a successful remote connection, which is what we can describe, not only do you need to be able to bring your desktop to wherever you are, more importantly is what you need at home to be able to control the station. I can turn on. At home I have a internet controlled power source that allows me to turn off my radios and to turn them on. That makes sure that, if I happen to, something goes wrong or the radio gets stuck on transmit, I can turn it off. That's an important point of being able to operate, to be able to have good control of their radios. So we can do that. Also, at home, the radios are connected to the computer, so I can change their frequency and change the filtering and whatever else in either of the two radios. So that's important to be able to change, to be able to control your radios through the computer. Same with the rotator. So I have an antenna up at the top of the tower, up in Toronto, and part of the control is to be able to rotate the antenna to wherever I want. Currently, we're pointed at Europe. That's why we're able to hear the Italian from these things. The other part of the remote is the desktop gives you the keyboard and video control, then you also need to be able to get your audio back and forth. And there's a delay in the internet, right? So when I'm connecting home, there may be 100 millisecond or less delay to get my signal to my house, to get the audio into my radios, and then another 100 milliseconds to come back. So it's one of the things that you need to get used to if you're operating remote. Is you'll call, you'll say something. It takes a tenth of a second for it to get to your radio, and then another tenth of a second for it to come back. So there is an apparent delay in that. You usually just talk normally, but you usually have to pause to have somebody come back to you. It's a little disorienting the first time you do it. It does work. What do you think, Bob? Should we make a contact with this guy?
Why not? Make him happy.
So before one in Italy, we've got Italy Whiskey 2, Mike, and Quebec. I'm just trying. Very strong station.
The Italians like to run power.
Whiskey 1 Victor. Yeah, Whiskey 1 Victor, that's the whole call. You're 5x9, 5-9 in Vermont today. Under 560. My name is Ron Romeo. November. Tell that. 70. Bye-bye. So
Excellent.
The guy, I think he's in a park. It's an activation. So
he was saying Poda.
So with an Italian, nice and strong, got us first call. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. It is.
It's pretty cool.
Excellent.
So you can run stations remote. We're running 100 watts only. I say only. But the antenna's up at 100 feet.
It's a Yagi up 100 feet. That makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference, and we are pointing at Europe, so that helps a lot. So hopefully that worked out for y'all.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
Take it
And,
easy.
and have fun. Okay. I am going to close it for now and start up with another